Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rebels Radio on a rather chilly, cold evening here at Arbour Park. Yes, we're back in action again for this National League South encounter between Slough Town and Bath City. Well, can you remember the last time that Slough played Bath? If you can, you've got one hell of a memory, because the last time that we played Bath was away on the 29th of March 1997. So 21 years we've been waiting, almost 22 years to play the Romans again, as they're called, and tonight is the night. So good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us in. Let's just say that if you do want to get in contact with us, you can do two separate ways. You can do so on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio, and you can do that and it'll come through to us here. Also, if you're listening via the YouTube, there is a little chat room going on. Good evening to Calvin Lloyd, who's listening in, and Graham Tompkins, and they're on there. You just have a little conversation amongst yourselves, and I'll give you a shout out when I can. Just one thing for you for this evening. We have had here at Arbour Park a few issues with connectivity to the internet service, so we are trying something slightly different tonight. So hopefully we're going to be able to go through the whole night without any internet issues, but please bear with us while we try and sort this out. We are doing our very, very best to try and get this corrected. It's absolutely fine away from home. We don't have a problem away from home. Just seems to be Arbour Park, so for some reason. So we're just trying something new this evening, so please bear with us if it does drop out for a little bit for you. So big thank you to our two sponsors as usual. They are My Football Club, the online football community. You can find more about them under the Pichero website and type in Pichero My FC, and that will come up with their latest forums, chat rooms, previews of games and everything else. And also our second sponsors are the Slough Town Supporters Trust, so again our thanks to them as well. And without them we wouldn't be here. So there you go. We will give you some of the other stuff going on this evening. There is one game going on in the National League South this evening apart from our game. That is Truro City versus St Albans. So a long drive down for the St Albans City players. There is a game tomorrow as well. It's Woking versus Welling. And we'll try and keep you up to date with the score from the Truro St Albans game. And there are a few other games going on. I believe there is a Carabao Cup game between Tottenham and Chelsea, or Chelsea and Tottenham, whichever way around it is. So I'm sure that some of you will be listening at home, listening to that. Calvin says he's listening, and I'm coming through loud and clear from Beccles in Suffolk. So good evening to everyone else. What you should do, Calvin, is some other places, go down your local pub, plug your phone into their speaker system, and then have everyone in your pub listen to the match commentary. That's what you need to do. Then you can have a night down the pub, and your missus can not have a moan at you because you're helping the football club. There you go. So just a couple of other bits for you. Up and coming games for the Rebels. Slough will be at home this Saturday, where life doesn't get much easier, with Bath City sitting in fourth place. Coming on Saturday are Chelmsford City. They're in third. So it doesn't get easier for them. Then Slough are away next Tuesday. That will be a Berks and Bucks Cup game away to Hungerford Town. Now, just reminder that we don't cover the Berks and Bucks here at Rebels Radio unless we get to the final. Not because we think we're going to get to the final, but it is nice to have a night off, and not many people go to the games anyway. So there you go. So there will be no commentary of next Tuesday's game between Hungerford and Slough Town. Then following that, a week on Saturday, Slough will be at home again, this time to Chippenham Town. So Slough 3 league home games in a row, and they will need to start to try and get some points in 2019, or otherwise it's going to be a very, very long year. I can just see that the tunnel being moved out here at the moment, so we'll just run through the two sides for you, and starting with our friend from Bath City. In goal is Ryan Clark. 2 is Kevin Amankwa. Almost got that wrong there, apologies. 3 is the captain, Anthony Straker. 14 is Adam Mann. 5 Jack Batten. 6 is Frankie Artus. 15 Robbie Cundy. 16 is Joe Rains. 9 is Freddie Hind. 19 Tom Smith, and 11 is Ross Stern. So the subs for Bath City this evening are 12 Dan Ball, 13 is Harvey Wills Richards, who's the goalkeeper. 14 is Matt Richards. 4 is Matt Richards. Squad numbers always get me going. And 8 is Sean Rigg. So that's the subs. I'll get their numbers right in for you in a second. For the Rebels, there's a couple of changes. It's Jack Turner in goal, 2 Josh Jackman, 3 George Wells, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 is captain Sam Togwell, Mark Nisbet injured, 6 is Lee Togwell, 7 Louis Saws, 8 Simon Dunn, 9 Ben Harris, 10 Scott Davis, 11 Warren Harris. Subs for the Rebels then this evening are 12 Sean Fraser, 14 is James Dobson, 15 Manny Williams, 16 is Dijon Noel Williams, and 18 is Mark Nisbet. So that is your lineups for this evening. Your referee tonight is Lee Brennan. He's assisted by Stephen Rea, not the actor, just the normal linesman, and James Hurst. So there you go. That's everyone there for you. And we're just waiting for the two sides. They are literally about to come out for you this evening. Just to let you know that Slough are having a tough old time after that 4-0 defeat away to Torquay on Saturday. Bath are unbeaten in their last 8 away games. So Slough will have a tough job. And Bath City won on Saturday away to Dulwich Hamlet, just like Slough did the Saturday before. So both sides have been to Champion Hill and ruined their homecoming for Dulwich Hamlet. So at least the two sides have got something in common this evening. So there you go. And the two sides are just coming out. Slough are in their normal home kit. It's amber and blue shirts with navy blue shorts and navy blue socks. And Bath are in an all light blue away kit with very much like the Slough Town away kit itself. So the teams are just going through their introductions. Good afternoon to Miles Reardon, who's listening in as well. So the Rebels and the Romans are just going through their things. Just to let you know that the goalkeepers for Bath City is wearing green and Jack Turner is all in white this evening. The two management teams are just being introduced to each other here. And Arbour Park just filling up slowly now as we come close to kick-off here. And it's just seeing the two sets of managers shake hands. Everyone trying to keep warm at this cold evening here at Arbour Park. Bath City have won 4, drawn 1 and lost 1 out of their last 6, scoring 14 and against 5. Slough have won 3, drawn none and lost 3, scored 8 and conceded 8. So there you go. Slough have lost 3 of their last 4 games at home. They will be hoping for something better this evening, but it will be a tough game for Slough. The referee is just about to call the two captains over to the centre circle. So Anthony Straker and Sam Togwell are the two players being called over this evening. So just waiting here. Just everyone's just wrapped up quite nice jovial atmosphere here. There's been a good number of Bath fans who have come down and been in the bar a little bit earlier this evening. So good to see some people coming down the M4 to support their teams this evening. And we're just going to wait for the referees to decide. It looks like Slough will be shooting from right to left. Good evening to our good friend Sam, who was with us, Sam Collard. So we're just about to set everything going. Bath will have the kick-off. Slough will be shooting from right to left. Just waiting for Mr. Brennan to get this game underway. The referee just making sure that both goalkeepers are fine. His assistants are fine. He'll blow the whistle in a second. Sometime today. Tonight? Come on. Come on, get on with it. You're going to get there. And there you go. That's it. Kick off here at Arbour Park. And we'll just got a few problems with the scoreboard thingy here. And we're just trying to kickstart everything. And the ball's play. We'll just concentrate because apparently the thing's not working on the scoreboard. Slough with the ball here, running with Warren Harris. Ball just a little bit behind Simon Dunn, and it's played out here down this near hand side towards 16, who is Rains. Rains down the line, it's offside, and we can't seem to get the computer working, so I can't get the scoreboard working. Let's just change the time. Come on, I don't know what's going on with us. Let's have a look at what we are on. Just trying to sort the scoreboard out. Oops, can't get the thing going. Well, everything's going on. Right, the ball cleared by Jack Turner. Long here, headed on by Ben Harris. In towards Simon Dunn. Dunn gets there first, and the ball comes off a Slough player. No, it comes off a Bath player. Ball's still in play, actually, for some reason. And it goes through to the goalkeeper. And his clearance only comes as far as Wells. Wells just trying to play the ball in here. And it comes here, trying to stretch it to Lee Togwell. It's one back here by a deep-lying Scott Davies. Davies can turn and hold the ball up. Chipping it here for the run of Ben Harris. Ben trying to get past, but fouls. And we've got a problem with the scoreboard. But there you go. We'll just concentrate on it because we can't get the scoreboard to work. So it's a free kick here to Bath City. The goalkeeper just taking it from outside of his area. Free chest down there for George Wells. Simon Dunn tries to get there. It's been hooked back in here by Smith, but it goes out of play, and out of play for a throw to Slough. And the computer's not working, so I don't know what we've done. I've broken the scoreboard, but no. Ball's here with George Wells. Spreads it across here, looking for Josh Chapman. A little bit in for Josh Chapman to chase, but he keeps the ball in on the far hand side. Needs a little bit of help. Comes from Davis just inside the Bath half. Ball played in here, looking for Saws. Saws is playing in a central position. Lovely little ball down the line here for Lee Togwell. Crosses first time for Ben Harris. What a great save that is by Clark. Spreads himself. Ball still around in the box. Comes from Dunn here towards Louis Saws. Saws trying to take a shot, takes a shot straight at Clark, but what a great save that was by the Bath City goalkeeper. Ben Harris just about 4 yards out, and Clark just spreading his body fantastically there to block the ball. And I think I've broken the scoreboard, but there you go. Let's just see if we can kickstart the scoreboard. Ball's here in the centre here for Rains. Ball played in, it takes a deflection and goes through to Stern, who's offside. And it's a little bit of a strange one because he didn't really play the ball forwards, but it's ball played out here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman's ball inside towards Saws. Little cushion ball in towards Dunn. Dunn flicks it back into the path for Saws. Saws running through on goal. Just runs a little bit behind him, keeps the ball alive, finds Davis. Davis with the ball outside here into the box. It's headed away well in the centre by Cundy. Flicked on there by Straker. And we're just going to change the time. I'm just going to see if we're just going to sort this scoreboard out. And we'll just bear with us for a second as we're trying to sort the scoreboard out. As the ball's chased down here for... let me see what his number is. Hind with the ball inside here, just a little bit behind Rains, and the ball played down the left-hand side for Straker to run onto. And it's going to be played into the centre, but it's just gone out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. My apologies, I've got the scoreboard working now, so and it will be a throw to Slough on the far hand side, deep inside their own half, and the scoreboard isn't working, so I don't know what's going on. But there you go. We're a little bit behind on seconds, but don't worry about that. It's a throw that Guy Hollis will take down that far hand side. Long throw by him, trying to find Ben Harris, and the referee says it's a foul. And it'll be a free kick to Slough, about 15 yards inside their own half. And it's going to be left here for Jack Turner to take. And Turner takes this long free kick, aims here towards Warren Harris. Beaten to the ball, comes out here towards Straker. Straker flicks the ball down the line over the head of Stern, headed on by Hollis in towards Lee Togwell, flicking the ball on, but Straker wins it back here and down the line in towards Stern. He's just been forced wide, tries to turn it out here towards Range. Range with a lovely touch inside, good play by him. Trying to find Hind, but it's a past him and it's on the far hand side, and Jack Turner has to come out diving with his feet. Jack Turner's caught outside of his box, still here with the ball with Hind back inside here, played in hard. It's cleared by Guy Hollis. And a break here for Slough with Warren Harris. Slough playing 4-3-3 this evening. Ball comes into Simon Dunn. Dunn spreads it here to the left back Wells. Wells will chip the full forwards on the far hand side, trying to find Ben Harris. It's a little bit behind Ben Harris. It comes off his head and out of play for a throw to Slough. And it'll be on the far hand side. It will be Batten to take the throw. And he's on that far east stand. Throws the ball in here. Headed on by Josh Jackman. Bounces around. Comes off Jackman last. It'll be another throw here to Bath. And again, they're going to leave it for Batten to take. And it's just thrown forwards, trying to be flicked on there by Mann, but it comes here to Slough. One back in with Lee Togwell, trying to turn and slide the ball in. Just slides in with a challenge. It's a tough challenge, but Ben Harris chases the ball, but Batten wins it back and plays it towards the goalkeeper, Clark. Clark under pressure, manages to get it out here towards Rains. Chases it down just inside his own half. Chips the ball down the field here for Hind. Hind tries to get the other side of Sam Togwell. Togwell goes with him, but Hind is twisting and turning, just breaks inside the box, gets it to the edge of the box, free shot for Mann. Oh, and he just puts it wide of the goal, and he really should have done a little bit better there. Mann created a good bit of space just on the edge of the 18-yard box, turned and moved away from a defender, but then just fired it wide of the goal and really should have got that one on target. Good evening to David Randall and Jim Robertson, who's in Plymouth this evening, so good to hear you. And Jack Turner will take this goal kick here for the Rebels. And a long kick here, aimed towards Ben Harris. Batten trying to get there. Harris wins a header. And Mankwa tries to he stoops to head it back towards his goalkeeper Clark. And Clark rolls it out here to Mankwa, who can slip the ball out here towards Rains. Rains immediately closed down by Dunn. Ball inside here and finds Batten. Inside here, it just hit Stern on the back of the legs as he tried to turn with the ball. Guy Hollis shields it, plays it in towards Warren Harris. Harris turns in the penalty area towards Davis. Davis almost gets the ball over the top there for Ben Harris, but it runs through to Clark.
Can you say hi to my Uncle Peter?
Yes, I know. Go away. And the ball here with Cundy. Cundy down the line. Free header though for George Wells to head it back. Swords tries to keep it in. Does well to hold the ball up. Then tries to sneak it in towards Warren Harris. But Cundy comes across to clear, only as far as George Wells. Takes it down on his chest, skips past the challenge of Rains. Inside here towards Lee Togwell. First time ball, trying to find Ben Harris. It comes back out here towards Josh Jackman. Jackman, skips past the challenge of Straker. Still running the goal, shoots from distance, and it's wide of the goal. But a good streak, good start there for Josh Jackman to come past a couple of players, but his shot just slightly off target. Good number of Bath City fans here this evening. I'd say there's around about 40 of them behind the goal to our right. So they've made the journey down the M4, singing getting behind their team this evening. And we'll wait for Clark to take this goal kick for Bath. Still 0-0 here with coming up to 9 minutes gone. And Clark just floating this ball down the field here. It flicks on well by Artist. Comes through though to George Wells. Inside towards Lee Togwell. Holds the ball up here. Finds Simon Dunn. Back in towards Guy Hollis. Guy Hollis being chased by Stern. Back towards Turner. And Turner under pressure clears the ball long for Slough. And Ben Harris wins it off his shoulder. In towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to flick it onto Swords. And Swords is offside. And just Swords had run the wrong way. Unfortunately for the Rebels. He just kind of, instead of angling his run, he just ran a little bit too straight. It's a free kick here for Bath City. The goalkeeper Ryan Clark will be the player that comes across to take this one, and he spreads it here on the far hand side looking for Stern. Comes off the back of Stern's head. It comes round to Sam Togwell. Down the line for Lee Togwell. Chased down by Mankwa. Down the line for Ben Harris to chase. Cundy tries to get there and Ben Harris steals it off him, but he can't keep it in play. It's gone out of play for a throw to Bath City. And it will be Cundy to come across to take this throw for the visitors. Sorry, Mank with the throw. George Wells wins the header but can't keep it in play. Out for another throw to Bath City. And Rains wants to take it quickly here, trying to find Hind, headed away though by Sam Togwell into the centre where Smith wins the header and finds Stern. Stern 30 yards from goal, trying to steal through it. Tackled by Scott Davis, but then the ball's won back here by Smith in towards Artus. Artus gives it to Batten. Batten tricks it over to Straker. Straker was just going the wrong way. He was backpedaling, couldn't keep the ball. A quick throw by Slough finds Saws. Saws inside here towards Scott Davies. Davies just turns away from Man and then plays the ball inside towards Simon Dunn. Dunn trying to spread the ball in. Lee Togwell will get a second chance. So now looking for the fact it was a foul, but it wasn't, and it can be brought back here by Smith. Smith with the ball on the line, and that's offside on the far hand side against Stern, who doesn't agree with that decision from the linesman. And Slough will just be told to take it a little bit further out by the sideline. And Josh Jackman takes it short here towards Jack Turner, the Slough goalkeeper, dressed in all white this evening, as he looks to spread it here on the left-hand side, trying to find Swords. Mankwa rises high with the header. Simon Dunn, little cushion header in towards George Wells. Over the head, but Mankwa gets his body there. Swords heads it back on. It's just a bit going around here, and then a foul by Swords as he jumps in with his arm up. And it's a free kick to Bath City. Taken quickly here on the far hand side, looking for Straker. Takes it down on his chest, just inside the Slough half. Brings the ball forwards here up against Lee Togwell. Inside here towards Man. Man turns and plays it back here towards Batten. Batten chipping the ball forwards, but it goes all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner just rolls the ball out here into the path of George Wells. Is immediately closed down by Hind. But the ball played forwards here for Mankwa. Just gets it on his knee and finds Rains. Rains down this near hand side, trying to play it in towards Hind, but Hind has fouled George Wells. It'll be a free kick to the Rebels. Taken quickly by George Wells in towards Sam Togwell. Togwell going across to the goalkeeper Turner. Turner just has the ball on the edge of his 18-yard line. And floats the ball forwards looking for Source. And Mankwa with the header, and then it's one by Hind. He just flicks it the wrong way, and Stern can't get there. It's sort of clear by Sam Togwell. Ben Harris beaten to the ball by Cundy, but offside against Ben Harris. And the game's a little bit scrappy here at the moment here at Arbour Park. Good evening to Paul Hazel, who's listening from Poole. I'm surprised you're not at the Poole Dorchester game. That's supposed to be a big game that's happening tonight, but I believe Clark will take this free kick. It's about halfway inside his own half here. And Clark just floats this one down the field, looking for the run of Man, but it goes all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And he just waits for Slough to get a bit further forwards here. Slough with this 4-3-3 formation this evening. And it's played out here short towards Guy Hollis. Hollis can bring the ball forwards 15 yards. Now chips it over the top, looking for the run of Warren Harris, but Harris had ordered his run, and it goes through to Clark. He just gets it just on the edge of his 18-yard box. And it's Clark just gets back into his penalty box to pick the ball up. And launches a long kick into this dark sky here, trying to find Hind, but it comes off the head of Hollis. Not the best of headers by Hollis, and then Sam Togwell with the header away, but Smith went in with a high foot there, and it's a free kick for Slough. Halfway inside their own half. Togwell takes it short towards George Wells, and then Wells goes back towards his goalkeeper Jack Turner. Bath working hard when they haven't got the ball here. Played out here towards Josh Chapman, in towards Guy Hollis. Hind chasing Hollis down. Ball played forwards, free header here for Batten. And it will come through to Lee Togwell. Wins the header and finds Simon Dunn. Turns away from Artis and runs with the ball. Skipping past a couple of challenges. Finds Warren Harris on the outside. He's got Josh Chapman on the overlap. Finds Chapman. Crosses first time with some power, but it's too close to the goalkeeper. And Clark takes it easy at his near post. And then again waits for a couple of his players to get further forwards. And Clark wearing short sleeve shirt this evening. We said goalkeepers were crazy. Ball played forwards, looking for Hind. Comes off the head of Sam Togwell. It comes here towards Man. And trying to play the ball in. Well intercepted though by George Wells, as Smith had made a run behind the defence. Ball played over the top here for Ben Harris. Harris is through here. The goalkeeper comes up. Ben Harris gets there and slides out. And the referee has given a free kick here for a foul on Ben Harris. Now Ben Harris did a challenge on Saturday, which he got booked for. He slid in for the ball here with the goalkeeper, just got to the ball first, and the referee, I believe, is going to book the goalkeeper. And it's a strange one because it's two players going for the ball, Now Ben Harris slides in, so does Clark. And Ben Harris it's a fraction. He gets there a fraction before the goalkeeper and then gets caught by the goalkeeper's flailing leg so he slides in with one leg and he gets caught by his outside leg. And it's a free kick here to Slough. We're still waiting for the referee to book the goalkeeper. Just making sure it is a yellow card. So the goalkeeper gets a yellow card on 16 minutes. Gets back into his box. Slough now have a free kick. It's around about 10 yards in from the byline and about 4 or 5 yards in from the sideline. Standing over it is Scott Davies. And Slough have some bodies in the box at the far post. Referee just making sure that the one-man wall is back 10 yards and there's no pushing and shoving going on. And the free kick comes in deep to the far post, over the head of everyone and out of play for a goal kick. So, all a bit of a waste for nothing there. And there you go. So 0-0 here at the moment. We played 16 and a half minutes. And we're just waiting for Clark just to go and get the ball on the far hand side. And it's we do have to say hello to Uncle Peter. Uncle Peter is in Formby. He's the uncle of John Porter, and we've been asked by John Porter Senior and Kathy Selly say hello to Uncle Peter. So Uncle Peter, if you're listening in Formby, good evening to you. And ball played in. Free header here for Guy Hollis. Heads it forwards only as far as Batten. Batten's headed, flicked on by Artis. And then the ball played forwards, headed away though by Sam Togwell. Rising high in the middle was Smith, but the ball comes through here towards Warren Harris, inside towards Dunn. Dunn plays the ball forward. Cundy doesn't take it the best of places, but recovers well to clear the ball down the line and finds Mann. Oh, lovely control by Mann, but George Wells just gets his body in the way for Slough, but he's under pressure from Mann and manages to get it towards Turner, who just floats that ball up high, and it lands right in the stand next to us where we're seated. So there you go. So if you do want to get in contact, you can do so on Twitter or on the chat room. Rains will take this throw for Bath City, and he's around about 20 yards away from the Slough goal. Long throw into the box here from Rains. Saws there, heads it across his own goal, and the ball still bouncing around. Saws will get another chance to clear. It's not the best of clearances, but he gets it out and out of play for a throw to Bath City. And again, Rains will be the player that wants to take this one. So again, we're looking at another long throw into the box here for Bath. And he's almost sitting down in the home dugout. Ball played in, flicked on well to the back post. Headed away though by Scott Davis. And Smith wins it back though for Bath. And it's here with Straker. Straker's been forced back to Batten. And Batten under pressure as the ball. And then chipping it forwards here, looking for Stern on the far hand side. Stern holds the ball up well. Runs past a couple of challenges, but going back away from goal and finds Straker. Straker's touch was a bit poor, but keeps it in and finds Artis. Artis gives the ball away though to Josh Chapman. Chapman finding Ben Harris. Ben Harris holding the ball up, just gets tackled by Straker out of play for a throw or a free kick. I'm not sure what this referee's given this actually. He's given a free kick to the Rebels. Didn't think it was a foul personally, but there you go. And Scott Davis will take it. It's around about 5 yards inside the Slough half. Takes it down the line quickly here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman's got a bit of space here to get a cross in. Crosses deep into the far post. Slough riding high. It's headed across the goal. It's not in. It's still in. No, it's offside. It won't count. Slough have the ball in the back of the net. And I think that what Slough are saying was the ball actually came. It was really strange actually. The ball went across the goal. It was missed by everyone. And then it was actually played across by a Bath player who was trying to clear it, actually knocked it across his own goal line. Then a shot came in from a Slough player, hit the post, and then from literally a millimetre out, Lee Togwell put it in the back of the net, but he was classed as being offside. Mann wins the little flick on here, trying to find Hind. Hind chased down, and it's come to Turner, who just puts it up in the air. Underneath it is Artis. Flicks the ball on, but Ben Harris has fouled Artis. It's a free kick to Bath City. They're about 15 yards inside the half. Ben Harris was the person that committed it. Just shakes his head. And the referee's just a bit straight. Both players going for the same ball, and the referee says it's a foul as they both jump for the same ball. It's a free kick here that Stern is going to take 40 yards away from goal. They play it on the far hand side. There's two Bath City players, but then there's an offside, and it looks like offside is going to be the favourite statistic of this evening so far. And just a little bit disappointing here at the moment. Turner just takes this free kick quick. Flicked on by Ben Harris. It will come out here towards Amankwa. Does really well. Slides in and plays it off Lee Togwell. Good play by the right back there. And just rubbing his hip as he gets up there. But Amankwa will take the throw for Bath City. Poor throw, and Ben Harris gets there and slides in, but can't keep it in play. Had a play for another throw. And we're just waiting for a ball to come back. And Amankwa will have another chance to take this throw for Slough. And he's about 15 yards inside his own half. Takes it short, gets the ball back. Dunn tries to win it off him and does well, but comes off Dunn last. And Bath have gone back around about 5 or 6 yards. Amankwa has a third chance. Goes in towards Rains. Rains under pressure from Harris, but finds Straker. Straker down this left-hand side. Cuts inside well. Runs with the ball. Plays it on the outside here towards Stern. Stern down the left-hand side. Up, looking to try and cut inside the box. Hits it straight at Guy Hollis, and it comes through to Lee Togwell. Hooks the ball out. Free header here for Batten, but he misses it. And Ben Harris gets past and then gets fouled by Cundy. And that could be a yellow card there, because Ben Harris, he's 45 yards away from goal, but he stoops to head the ball past Cundy. And Cundy just catches him, but Ben Harris would have been clear on goal, and it is going to be a yellow card for the Bath City defender. So Cundy is the second Bath player in the book, and that one on 24th. And just gets the yellow card. So it's a free kick here for Slough. Good 45 yards away from goal. And it's Scott Davis standing over this free kick for Slough. Sam Togwell and Guy Hollis have gone forwards for the Rebels. One-man wall here of Ross Stern for Bath City. So we approach the halfway thing. It's going to be played in here by Davis, headed by Cundy into the air. Guy Hollis then tries to flick the header back on. Saws can't get there. It comes out here towards Dunn, but he misses it. Man can run with the ball here for Bath City. He's got Hind down this near hand side. Hind is onside. Has the ball here, trying to run at Josh Chapman. A great recovery challenge though by Simon Dunn. And it's out of play for a Slough throw deep inside their own half. And George Wells will be the player that comes across to take the throw for Slough. And it's Slough deep inside their own half here. It's about 5 yards away from their corner flag on the west stand side. The throw comes in. Ben Harris tries to flick it on, but flicks it straight out of play. And Spoil Sport here is just taking off the yellow card thing that comes up. I've had two of those without you noticing. So it's a throw here for Bath City. It's going to be Rains that takes this throw. If this bloke's it's there, there you go. You can see now. So Rains is right by the home dugout here. Long throw into the box. It comes off the head of a Slough player and out for the first corner of the game. And Mann will be the player that goes across to take this for Bath. Cundy and Batten have gone forwards here for the visitors. It'll be an in-swinging corner here from this near-hand side. And Stern makes a little run to the near post. The ball goes to the far post. Jack Turner catches it. Good catch there under pressure. And then tries to release the ball here, looking for Saws, but it just goes straight out of play. Saws gives Turner the thumbs up. Good idea, but just lacked a little bit of execution. Amankwa here to take this throw for Bath City. 10 yards inside his own half. And just throws it here towards Cundy. Spreads it across here to his centre-back partner, Batten. Batten forward here to the left-back Straker. Straker just inside his own half-back here towards Batten. And Batten trying to switch the play here towards Mann, up against George Wells. It's over the head of him. Sam Togwell trying to come across here, but Mann out sprints him and gets the ball and keeps hold of it down this near hand side. Sam Togwell trying to hold him up, but the ball's played here towards Amankwa. Inside here towards Range. Range turns away from the challenge of Lee Togwell and finds Tom Smith down the right hand side. Just about keeps the ball in and holds it up here, bringing it back out, finding Adam Mann. He crosses it, it takes a deflection, and Sam Togwell volleys it clear, trying to find Ben Harris. Ben Harris, and Cundy could be in trouble here because he's fouled Ben Harris. It's a silly challenge. He's gone for the ball. Ben Harris is nowhere. He's in his own half. He's by the he's off. That's going to be a second yellow card. Oh, it's the wrong player. It's all right. It's Batten that's getting the. Sorry, my apologies there. It's a yellow card, but it's gone to Batten. So both centre backs are now on yellow cards. Well, I thought it was Cundy. My apologies there, because I'm getting confused with the light blue. Normally, when you see a team, you can you look at their colours of boots, but the centre backs are both wearing black boots, and you can't really distinguish them between. The ball's played forward by Simon Dunn. It's blocked. It comes back out here towards Sam Togwell, 10 yards outside of his penalty area. Holds the ball up here, being chased down by Hine. Chipped the ball forward, looking for Ben Harris. Harris wins the header, but he's adjudged to have fouled. And much to the amusement of the Bath City fans to our right. And it'll be Clark who will come to take this free kick halfway. Yeah, that's offside though as well. Bath have been caught offside more times than Torquay did. Flicked on well here by Mann, and Hind keeps the ball in by the corner flag. Plays it back in here towards Mann. Mann with a chance to shoot from distance. It's a good shot, and it forces Jack Turner into a smart save down low, and he does even better to keep hold of the ball. And then Turner tries to kick it long here for Slough. Oh, superbly headed on by Ben Harris, and Soars can't get there. Cundy just defends it really well and out of play for a goal kick. But the game's slowly coming alive here. It didn't work at the beginning. At the time thingy didn't work on the scoreboard, so I had to catch it up. So I'm being told off. Just the way he's looking at it. What have you been doing to this? It's Clark with this goal kick here for Bath City. Aimed towards Mann. It comes off the head of Soars last. It'll be a throw to Bath City. 10 yards inside the Slough half. And it's Amankwa that comes across to take this. She's waiting for a little bit of movement. Comes from Artis, gives the ball back to Amankwa. Comes through and it just gets a kind deflection to Artis again, and inside towards Batten. Batten just brings the ball forward, switches it on the far hand side to Straker. Straker's not going to catch that. He needs a motorbike to catch that. So now take the throw quickly with Josh Chapman in towards Scott Davis. Davis now cuts inside. Plays it inside here towards Dunn. Dunn low and caught by several players and manages to get the ball back towards Davis, who finds Lee Togwell, but Togwell's had to go backwards. And it's here with Lee Togwell in towards Scott Davies. Davis finding Sam Togwell in towards George Wells. And Bath have been fantastic. So when they haven't got the ball, the front three of Hind, Stern and Mann have put Slough under a lot of pressure when the back four have got the ball, and that's what they've just done there. Ball's played in now towards Soars. Soars has come deep to win the ball. Gets challenged. It comes off the foot of Artis, and now to play for a throw to the Rebels, just inside the other half. And it's a ball played in, and Sam Togwell plays the ball forward, see for Ben Harris to chase, but it's a little bit too wide. And it's here with Amankwa, goes back towards his goalkeeper Clark. Clark takes a touch though, and that allows Ben Harris a chance to get closer to him. The ball's by Clark on the far hand side. Stern tries to keep it in, comes through to Straker, flicked on here by Batten over the top, but that will run through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Good afternoon, good evening to Warren Carter. He said they're still travelling back from Torquay. He wants to know what day it is. I don't know what kind of bender you've been on, Warren, but that's a heck of a one. Headed away here by Batten, only as far as Scott. Oh, Davis's header is poor. It allows Hind to come in behind the Slough defence. He's being forced wide here by Sam Togwell. And Hind with a little flicking, trying to find the run of Straker, but he'd been chucked by Warren Harris. And then Guy Hollis is there, hits it straight at Straker, and out to play for a throw to Slough, but deep inside their own half. Not been the greatest of first 30 minutes so far. And 0-0 is the score, half an hour gone. Ball played in. Ben Harris does well to flick the ball on. Saul's trying to get in there. Warren Harris, it flicks on. High foot clear away by Straker. Sontagwell wins a header. Then it's come through here towards Wells, who smashes this down the field for Warren Harris to chase. Comes back out here towards Lee Togba, takes it down and then taken off his foot, but comes out on the far hand side to Chapman. Chapman just controls the ball and then overruns it. Straker wins it back, and it's all very sloppy here. Lee Togwell comes back and Josh Chapman comes across, wins it back, plays it back towards the goalkeeper. It's a very scrappy game here. Ball played in here towards Warren Harris. Does well to hold the ball up and find Simon Dunn. Warren Harris gets caught, but the referee says play on. Lee Togwell plays it with the outside of his foot into the path of Louis Saws down the right hand side. Goes for across. It's so deep by Louis Saws. It's just far too deep and out of play for a throw to Bath City. And Amankwa will take it right by his corner flag on this near hand side. And takes it on, flicked on here by Mann and again by Smith. Only finding Guy Hollis, who outs the ball in the air. Saws his first to the ball for Slough. Flicks it into the path for Josh Chapman. Chapman skips past a couple of challenges, then just gets caught there. And it's a free kick to Slough on the halfway line. A moving ball, according to the referee. And Slough will take it. It's literally on the halfway line. It's not on the halfway line because the referee's now not happy with where it's being taken. So Slough move it how far back? 2 foot back. He's being told to bring it back. 4 foot back. Taken backwards here towards Jack Turner, which means that Bath City move up and Slough lose the fact that they were deep inside the half. Played in here looking for Lee Togwell. Comes off the head of Amankwa. And it'll be out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And they're going to leave it for Guy Hollis to put a long throw into the box here for the Rebels. So he runs across to take it. It's almost level the 18-yard line. And Hollis is trying to do that. So Slough fans have finally found their voice here this evening. They've been very quiet tonight. As the throw comes into the box, Sam Togwell tries to head it on. Comes back out here towards Guy Hollis. He heads it back in. It's hooked clear in the end by Batten. Only as far as Scott Davis, who takes a touch, flicks the ball forwards. Oh, referee, that is a poor challenge by Rains. He's gone into the back of Simon Dunn and caught him on the back of the head. That's a really poor challenge by the Bath City number 16. Simon Dunn they're calling the physio very quickly. Rains goes up for the head. He's miles away from it and catches him with his arm on the back of Simon Dunn's head. And it's a really poor challenge by the Bath City player. And I think that Slough are a little bit incensed by the nature of that challenge. It looks like it's going to be a yellow card for number 16, Joe Rains. We're just waiting for confirmation of that. And we're just waiting for the referee to do that. That'll be the 4th yellow card of this first half. And it is a yellow card for Rains on 34 minutes. So Bath have got 4 yellow cards in the first 34 minutes. It's not even been a dirty game, but that was the worst challenge of the evening. And now Slough have a free kick. It's around about 30 yards away from goal. It's a central position. And standing over it is Ben Harris, Scott Davis and George Wells. So it looks like Slough are going to have a shot at goal. There's a 4-man wall here for Bath. They've just been pulled back to the edge of the D outside the centre circle, so that tells you how far away it is. And it looks as though Slough have got something planned. They're just blowing the whistle, waiting for the referee to do. It's Ben Harris who's going to take it, and it's high wide over the top of the bar, over the top of the fence, and out the ground. And it'll be a goal kick here for Bath City to restart. And it's not very exciting here at Arbour Park at the moment. 34 minutes gone. 0-0's the score between the two sides. And Clark will take this goal kick for the visitors. And it's played out here looking for Rains, headed on by Ben Harris. Amankwa wins the next header. Rains just shields off the challenge, and then the referee is absolutely disgraced. Bath have the ball, they play it forwards. He should play the advantage. They've got a great advantage coming down the right hand side, and he pulls it back for a little foul. It's just absolutely strange. Bath So I'm surprised they're not even more incensed than they are, to be honest. It's a free kick 5 yards inside the Slough half. Rains will take this free kick for Bath City. So just waiting for a little bit of movement from his players. It's going to be played down the line here for Hind. Hind up against Soares. Soares gets a touch to it. It's had a play for a throw to Bath City, and Rains will go across to take this. It'll be a long throw into the box here for Bath. We're just waiting for Rains, just trying to arches back over the fence and puts this throw in. It's not the greatest of throws. It comes off George Wells. Last almost comes out, and then Jack Turner stops it going for a corner and then tries to release it quick for Warren Harris. Harris gets there but can't control it, and out of play for a throw to Bath City. It weren't there, Rev. Amank was taking it like 15 yards away from where the ball went out. Here with Smith. Smith, though, turns away. Plays it out back here towards Rains. Rains finds Amank just inside the half. Poor ball by him, intercepted by Scott Davis. Fine. Then Lee Togwell can't keep hold of it. Artist takes a shot from 40 yards. It's wide of the goal, and kind of sums up tonight's game so far. Rather poor at the moment. Turner will take this goal kick. Just another bit of tea. So Turner with this goal kick here for Slough. And played here towards Ben Harris, who hits it up in the air. Amanka wins the second header, and then Ben Harris is judged to have fouled. And Ben Harris got to be careful here. That's his third foul that he's committed. He's just literally going for the ball. It's not a thing, but this referee here today has been a bit strange with his decisions. It's a free kick here for Bath City, 15 yards inside their own half. Dobson just warming up in front of us here. But Cundy with the free kick in towards Mann. Mann holds the ball up well, just beats off a couple of challenges. Lee Togwell comes in and wins it back for Slough, and then treads on the ball. Rains can't get there. It's a foul by Lee Togwell. And a free kick to Bath City. And this one's 30 yards away from goal, but it's level with the tram line of the 18 yards box. And I think the Bath fans behind the goal are complaining that there should be a yellow card somewhere in there for a Slough player. But it's not. It's just a free kick here. Mann will be the player that comes to take this one. Left footed, so it's going to be in swinging into the box here. So now just have a two-man wall. So Mann with this free kick here for Bath. Cundy and Basson have gone forwards for this. Everyone on level with the 18-yard box. Is flicked into the far hand side, comes off the head of Ben Harris for a corner to Bath City on the far hand side, and I'm not sure who's. It looks like Stern is going to be the player that goes across to take this one. So this will be an in-swinging corner here for Bath City, just into these final 7 minutes of this nondescript first half, really. So it's Stern with this ball, played into the near post. Scott Davis with the header away. Then Ben Harris heads the ball away, looking for the pass of Simon Dunn. It's played by Smith, straight out of play and out for a throw to the Rebels. And not the most exciting of first halves, as Scott Davis takes the ball down the line, hooks it on, and Mankell with the clearance over the head of Dunn, cleared by Guy Hollis, trying to find Soares on the far hand side. He can't keep it in. It's a throw to Bath on the far side. 0-0 is the score. And it's a throw to Bath City, straight on the far hand side, halfway inside his own half. Flicked on by Josh Chapman, comes through here. It's a foul by Smith. And again, it's a really soft challenge. I don't understand what this referee's doing. He's having a word with Smith now. I mean, it's just two players going for the ball, one stronger than the other, and it's strange. I can't believe he's just pointed out to Smith that that's his second or third foul that he's committed. Ben Harris has done exactly the same for Slough though, and hasn't got a single word spoken by the referee. Slough take the free kick quickly. Oh, it's a really poor free kick by Slough. Hind is chasing everything here for Bath. Poor ball. Flicked on well though by George Wells into the bath for Ben Harris. Crosses it in first time. Headed away by Batten. Comes through to Simon Dunn. Chested down. It's hooked clear by Rains. Tries to find man, but it's here with George Wells. In towards Scott Davis. Davis has gone backwards again. Ball played out here for Jack Turner. Just on the edge of his 18-yard box. Twists and tries to play it down the middle, looking for Warren Harris. He can't win the ball against Cundy. Cundy wins headers, finds Artis in towards Stern. Stern deep inside his own half here for Bath. Trying to flick the ball for the run of Man, but Man is never going to catch that. Out of play for a goal kick to Slough. Good evening to Peter Jackman, who scored himself Grandad March. That's Josh Jackman's granddad, I guess. Good evening to you, sir. And good evening to Sharon Biddle. And not the greatest of first halves here at Arbour Park, but 0-0 is the score. Slough have had that one goal disallowed for offside. Apart from that, a couple of shots from Bath City. And a great save by Clark early on in the game. But apart from that, not really a great deal happening here. Sam Togwell plays the ball, looking for the run of Simon Dunn. Dunn gets a little flick on, comes off Rains last. It's a throw to Slough, just inside the Bath City half. This time the referee makes sure that Slough take it from the right position. George Wells takes it in towards Davis. Wells has the ball stuck in between his feet, and Davis has the ball nicked off him by Hind. Chance for Bath to break here. Ball played in towards Stern. Takes a heavy touch and it allows Jack Turner to come out. It's a brave save by the goalkeeper, but it was the great ball in there. Great work by Hind to win the ball, and as he played it into Stern, Stern just tried to take it in his stride and just overhit it a touch too far, and it allowed Jack Turner to come out and save on the edge of his box at the feet of Stern, but still 0-0. Turner with this long ball down the field. Ben Harris trying to come in from the other side, headed away by Mankwa towards Man. Man trying to flick the ball on. Davis wins it and then flicks it with the outside of his foot here for Warren Harris to chase down the left-hand side. Harris isn't going to get there, is he? He's going to try and keep it in. He tries to, but it's out of play for a goal kick. And it kind of sums up this first half, unfortunately. So don't forget, we will have our half-time quiz for you this evening. So lots of shouting going on by the Slough. I think he's actually given a free kick here for the foul by Warren Harris. So Clark takes a free kick, aimed towards Man, over the head of everyone, out of play for a throw to Slough. Wells takes the throw quickly in towards the goalkeeper Turner. And long ball forwards here, played in towards Ben Harris. Mankwa with the header away. Flicked on here by Artis. In towards Man. Man just turns down the field looking for Hind. Hind chases well, but it's won by Sam Togwell. Great challenge by Scott Davis to win the ball back for Slough. Sam Togwell plays it forwards, and Source just can't get hold of the ball. Tequila Shop wants to know what's the best beer at Arbour Park. Well, if you like lager, we have our own Rebel Lager on sale. But there's also a couple of IPAs in the bar as well, or some Fosters and some Heineken. Do you want me to have some at half-time tequila? Is that what you're saying? Liven up the second half a bit. Ball comes out here towards Warren Harris. Hits it straight at Straker, but it comes through to Scott Davis. Davis's ball forwards will be picked up here by Rains. In towards Man. Man turns and gets it caught in his feet. Runs with the ball inside towards Smith. Smith trying to turn and plays it back here towards Rains. Rains being forced wide by Lee Togwell, but Rains comes down this near hand side, gets a cross in. It's still in play, and it means that Josh Jackman has to header it out for a corner with pressure at the back post from Ross Stern. Good defensive header there by Josh Jackman, but it's a corner to Bath City. They're third of the game. Slough yet to have a corner at all. And this time it's Adam Mann who goes across to take this corner. He's indicating what he's going to do. It's an outswinging corner here for Bath City as we're into the last minute of the first half. Plays it short towards Stern. Stern being forced wide. He's trying to come down and create an angle. Tries to cross it in here towards Hind. Hind does well to keep the ball in on this far hand side. Tries to get a cross in, run straight into George Wells, out for another corner to Bath. And it's Adam Mann again, who comes across from the other side now to take this corner. And this one will be an in-swinging corner. And again, Stern makes that run towards the corner, but then turns away, still not taking the corner yet. Man just asking people to move away from the goalkeeper. And the ball been played in here to the far post. Great defensive header by Ben Harris. Comes out to the edge of the half. It's a great shot in there by Hind, but well caught by the goalkeeper, Jack Turner, there at full stretch. And there you go. We have got a little message from Graham on the chat room. We'll just wait for the half-time whistle before we answer your message, Graham. If you hang on till half-time, I'll answer your message about the ground. As Turner plays it long, deep down the field. Warren Harris trying to win the header. Comes out here towards Smith. Smith just evades the challenge and hits it straight at George Wells. Comes back out here towards Warren Harris. Oh, lovely little dink ball finds Lee Togwell. Togwell now is finding Josh Chapman just a little bit behind him, but he stretches to keep the ball in. And then plays it back inside towards Lee Togwell, finding Guy Hollis under pressure from Stern. Inside towards Lee Togwell. Slough playing it. Nice football, but it's all across their back line. Here with Sam Togwell. In towards George Wells. And then, again, the work rate of the front three for Bath is brilliant. They've just closed it down. And Slough had to go back towards their goalkeeper in Jack Turner. And Turner just plays the ball forward. So looking for Ben Harris up against the Mankwa. Ben Harris wins the header and Cundy just eases Warren Harris off the ball. High ball into the air. Guy Hollis heads it away for Slough, but it'll come out on the far hand side towards Hind. Hind holds the ball up well, turns away, finding Straker, but intercepted by Josh Chapman. Chapman now can bring the ball forward, just overruns it, and it's a foul by Josh Chapman as he dived in a little bit there on the challenge. It's a free kick to Bath. We haven't had any indication of how many added minutes there are, and it looks as though Josh Jackman is going to get a yellow card, which I really can't. I think the referee is saying it's for a multiple number of challenges and fouls, which is strange because I don't really think he's made any. I think he's only made one other challenge, but so it's a yellow card for Josh Jackman, and again another decision that this referee's made that's been, let's just say, pants. It's going to be Straker on the far hand side though to take the free kick, 5 yards inside the Slough half. Straker just plays it in here looking for Cundy. Under pressure, Jack Turner gets there, but he's adjusted to have been fouled by Cundy, and it's a free kick to Slough. Soon the referee blows up for the end of this first half, and Jack Turner gets up eventually, just waiting for a ball to come in. And expect that we're into the third minute of added time already this afternoon, so I do expect it to be the final part of the first half. But this referee's just stand there, mate. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry. And there it is, half time here at Arbour Park. It's 0-0. Not been the greatest of game. Both sides have had 4 efforts at goal. Slough with that one goal that was disallowed for offside. Bath have picked up 4 yellow cards. Slough 1. Not been a dirty game whatsoever, but the referee this evening is... You can tell when a referee's having a bad game when both managers from the opposition teams are both querying some of his decisions. So, yeah, I don't think the referee is having the best of games here. Some of you have already answered Graham's question, but Graham wants to know, is there any parking at the ground, thinking of coming up later in the year from Bristol? There's plenty of parking, Graham. You can park in the ground in our Arbour Park. There's around about 100 spaces, but they do get taken up by the players. Next to us, behind the goal to our left, is Lynch Hill School. There's plenty of parking there, and also if you could know, and then you've got you could there's St Joseph's School as well, but that does cost a little bit to park in there as well. So there you go. But Sharon Biddle's already answered that for you. But if you're coming up from Bristol, we'll find a space for you. Don't worry. Plenty of time to find a space for you. Lee Burgess wants to know why Ben Harris is playing, because he got a red in his last game. The ban comes in from 7 days from the offence. So I believe that Slough may be appealing the yellow card because the referee apparently sent Ben Harris off for a rude hand gesture, and the referee has reviewed the footage from Torquay's TV, and it seems that he hasn't made that hand gesture. So I believe that Slough may be putting in an appeal, and it is up to the referee to decide. But Ben will, as it stands at the moment, have a 2-match ban, which will start this coming Saturday against Chelmsford, and then we'll go to Hungerford as well. So he won't be available for that unless Slough appeal and get it right, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we've got our little half-time quiz for you. Now, this is a little bit of an easier one for you, because I've only got 3 questions. So the first question was, Slough last played Bath City in 1997, and in that Slough side there were 5 people named Gary. 5 people named Gary in that side. So without cheating, can you tell me the 5 players who was in that 1997 side whose first names were Gary? Question number 2, Slough players played on this day, the 8th of January in 2013 in a Redenshaw Cup tie. Sean Fraser was the only player here at the club who played in that game. Could you tell me who they played on that game on the 8th of January? And Chris Flood has played 99 games. He's not here this evening, but he'll play. His next game will be his 100th game. Can you tell me the 2 teams that he has scored hat-tricks against? So that's question 3. It's the 2 teams that Chris Flood has scored hat-tricks against, the team that's now last played on this day on the 8th of January, and the 5 Garys that played against Bath the last time that we played Bath City. So there you go. So first half that's been fairly boring and very lacklustre, and not the greatest of first halves, but it's 0-0, and it will just be interesting to see how Slough start with the second half. And like I say, a good number of Bath fans have travelled down here this evening, so congratulations on them on making the journey down the M4. But it's been a very subdued atmosphere here at Arbour Park this evening, and we're just going to see if we can find you some half-time scores from the other game in the National League South this evening. Just bear with us for a second as we try and find out. We'll try and give you some of the other half-time scores from games as well. So let's have a look in the Carabao Cup at half-time. Well, it's about 37 minutes gone, actually. It's Tottenham 1, Chelsea 0. In the Checkatrade Trophy, it's Cheltenham 0, Oxford United 1. In the third round of the Checkatrade Trophy, it's Accrington Stanley 2, Bury 0, Northampton 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Port Vale 0, Shrewsbury 0, Southend 0, Portsmouth 2. In the Build-Base FA Trophy first round, these are games that were postponed before Christmas, and because of the Christmas period they haven't played. The next round of that game is this coming Saturday, so they're playing these games. It's Hampton Waterlooville 0, Dover 1, and Maidenhead 0, Oxford City 0. In the National League, it's Bromley 2, Wrexham 0, and Gateshead 0, Solihull Moors 1. National League North, Southport 0, Guiseley 0, and Spennymoor Town 1, Kidderminster Harriers 1. In the other game in the National League South, it's Truro 0, St Albans City 0. Down to the Bostik League Premier Division, it's Brightling Sea Regent 1, Bognor Town 0, and Whitehawk 0, Worthing 1. In the Southern League Central, it's St Neots 1, Leicester 0. And in the Southern League South, Met Police 0, Harrow 0. Go down to the Bostik Southern Central League. It's Chipstead 0, Hazen Yedding 2, Northwood 0, Chalfont St Peter 0, Westfield 1, Bedfont Sports 0. Bedfont Sports actually played against Ware on Saturday. Scott Harris, ex-Slough player, was playing for them. That game featured 5 red cards, including the player manager for Sports, who was sent off while still sitting on the subs bench. He was named as a sub and got sent off, so he couldn't come on. One of 5 red cards in the game. That's Ware won 4-2. So bit of a crazy old game that must have been. But there you go. So those are your latest scores that we have for you here this evening. So oh dear, excuse me, sorry. So just a reminder of the up-and-coming games for the Rebels. Then this Saturday, Slough will be at home to Chelmsford City. Then away next Tuesday to Hungerford Town in the Bucks and Bucks. No commentary of that game. And then home to Chippenham Town in the not Southern League, National League South on the 19th. Tequila Shot wants to know if it was IPA. It wants to know, is Rebel Lager okay, or are you an IPA man? The Rebel Lager is actually a lager produced by a brewery up in Shropshire somewhere, and they've allowed us to call it a proper lager, called it the Rebel Lager. So it's an actual decent lager. It's quite nice. We have 2 IPAs in the bar as well. We have IPA from the Marlow Brewery, the Rebellion IPA, and we also have a Maltsmiths IPA as well. There are other bottled ales as well, such as Doom Bar or Speckled Hen, and there are other lagers as well. So on tap is Heineken, Rebel Lager and Foster's. There's also Peroni and Budweiser in glasses as well. So if you're coming over Tequila, then come and say hello, because otherwise that's a long way to come for a drink, just for one beer. But there you go. So the bar is filling up nicely behind us, I can see, and no attendance figure announced here at the moment. But there you go. So just a reminder of those quiz questions for you. There are 5 Garys in the name in the Slough side who last played Bath. If you want to name them, the last team that Slough played on this day on the 8th of January 2013, and who has Chris Flood scored 2 hat-tricks against. Well, 2 teams that he scored hat-tricks against. Not that he scored 2 against one team, but 2 teams, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, don't worry about it, because nothing normally makes much sense here at Arbour Park anyway. So yes, half time here at the moment. 4 shots each for both sides on the first half. Slough yet to have a corner. 4 corners for Bath City, and 10 fouls for Slough, 15 for Bath City, with a few offsides in there as well. But strangely enough, it's not been a bad nature game, even though we've got 5 yellow cards in the game. I just don't understand where the referee has seen these from. So there you go. But there you go. Here goes. Oops. Ball almost comes into our commentary position from one of the subs there. So there you go. So we're expecting some news about a couple of players either moving on or coming into the club. We're expecting that to be announced sometime this week, so keep your eyes peeled on the Slough Town website for those details. So just be aware that there might be some player news coming. But so just watching the subs warm up as one of them just hits a shot right into the Slough fans behind the goal. But it's just a bit of a subdued, boring evening here at Arbour Park, unfortunately. But there you go. So everything's just rather quiet here at the moment. Just watching as subs trying to keep warm in this cold evening here at Arbour Park. So not much going on. If you do have any questions, you do want to get in contact, feel free to contact us via the chat room. Ian says you only need Fosters in the bar. And so there you go. So that's Ian's favourite tipple there, but there you go. Yeah, so we have got a little bar here at Arbour Park, but it does have a lovely view of the ground. If you've not been to the grounds, do come down, and if you do ever come to the game and you're normally listening in and something, come over, and you can't miss us here at Arbour Park. We're in the middle of the main stand above the tunnel. Come over and say hello to us, and we'll let's say have a little chat before or after the game if you want to, and you can give us all your details and say how boring the first half was here. Oh no, you're not going to say that, because it's been the second half's bound to get much better. It really can't get much worse, can it? So there you go. It's just got a crazy man sitting not far from us here. is just a bit loopy. But there you go. I think you've got to be loopy to come out on a cold night like tonight to support your football team, really. Everyone's got secret flasks. I think there's some hip flasks going around somewhere as well. So there you go. We are just waiting for the referee to start this second half. And we're just waiting for the teams to come out. Big queue for the food here behind us as well. And the bar seems to have settled down nicely. And playing some good tunes. We've got My Generation going by The Who at the moment. So there you go. So nothing like being outside on a lovely cold Tuesday evening as people just mulling around enjoying the cold weather here today. So there you go. We'll just run through the subs that are going to go around for you today. So subs for Bath City this evening: 12 is Dan Ball, 13 is Harvey Wiles Richards, who's the goalkeeper, 4 is Matt Richards, and 8 is Sean Rigg. Bath with a squad number system. And for the Rebels now have Sean Fraser 12, 14 James Dobson, 15 Manny Williams, 16 Dijon Noel Williams, and 18 is Mark Nisbet. So there you go. It looks like the players are just about to start to come out. The Bath City players first out of the dressing room here. It's a little bit harder to spot if there's a sub because they've got squad numbers. So you're normally looking for if there's not a 1 to 11 coming out. But I'm just going to try and keep an eye on the numbers to see if they've made any subs at half time. And they're just going to wait for one of their coaches to do a little warm up down the side here. And the Slough players coming out. And it's going to be the Slough players just slowly coming out now for the start of the second half and just counting on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No changes to Bath City's starting 11 for the second half. Just going to see the Rebels. How many of theirs are out? 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. Still a couple of Slough players missing, but the Bath City team hasn't changed. So in goal for them is Ryan Clark. 2 is Kevin Amankwa. 3 is Anthony Straker. 14 is Adam Mann. 5 is Jack Batten. 6 Frankie Artis. 15 Robbie Cundy. 16 Joe Rains. 9 Freddie Hind. 19 Tom Smith. 11 is Ross Stern. Still 2 players to come out for the Rebels. So we'll just wait to see who those 2 are. One is the goalkeeper. We're just going to see if who else is coming out. So just a couple of players short here at the moment. And it's Josh there. So no changes for the Rebels either. So their lineup is Jack Turner 1, 2 Josh Chapman, 3 George Wells, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 is the captain Sam Togwell, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 is Louis Saws, 8 Simon Dunn, 9 is Ben Harris, 10 Scott Davis, and 11 Warren Harris. We are ready to start the second half. The Rebels will be shooting from left to right. The referee has waiting to just double check that everything's fine. He's just double checking with his linesmen, with his goalkeepers. And it starts there. The referee's already kicked off. And the ball's here played away as far as Guy Hollis. In towards Warren Harris. He can turn and play the ball back in. Too many people walking past us. Ball comes back out here towards Guy Hollis, who's under pressure. Chips the ball down the line here. Looking for Ben Harris. Comes off Ben Harris last to be a throw to Bath City. And it's taken short by a striker towards the goalkeeper. And Clark just has the ball at his feet. And more people just walking in the way. Ball played on, flicked on there by Amankwa in towards Smith. Smith trying to turn and play it down the line. Well headed away by George Wells. Sam Togwell with a second header away for Slough. And then headed back there by Artis. Only as far as Scott Davis. Takes the ball down and plays inside towards Simon Dunn. Dunn finds George Wells. Ball inside towards Warren Harris. Challenged by Artis. And Artis brings the ball forwards here for Bath. Skipping past the challenge. Keeps the ball down the line, but it hits it straight at George Wells. And it flicks inside towards Lee Togwell. Togwell just plays it back in towards Davis from the halfway line. He's gone straight back towards his goalkeeper. And Turner's kick isn't the best, but it's drilled on, flicked on this time by Davis in towards Ben Harris. Harris turns and holds the ball up. Now plays it on the far hand side here for Louis Soares. Soares coming down the left hand side. Pulls it back to the edge of the box towards Simon Dunn. Shoots! Oh, just over the top of the bar by Simon Dunn. But a good start to the second half there. But just over the top there by Dunn, just breaking into the penalty area after good work by Soares down that left hand side. But over the top, 0-0 still. And it's the goalkeeper Clark to take this goal kick. And he's just waiting. Everyone goes to one side of the pitch, plays it down that side. Free header for Soares, heads it the wrong way. It's headed on by Sam Togwell. Lee Togwell tries to get there and gets the ball in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn just overruns it, and it's played out here towards Stern. Stern trying to chip the ball into the path of Straker down this left hand side. Hollis has come across for Slough. And shields it out, then plays it down the line towards Josh Jackman. Holds the ball up for Warren Harris. It's played down the line looking for Ben Harris. Missed by both players, and it comes through to the goalkeeper. He's just outside of his box and hammers the ball down the field. Free header for Guy Hollis. Heads it on. Artist with a little cushion header finding Rains. Rains, ball plays in. It goes all the way back towards Cundy. He lets his goalkeeper Clark come out before Clark places it long down the field looking for man on the far hand side. Wells with the header away. Wells gets a second chance to head it on, but it's straight out of play and out for a throw to Bath City. The Bath City management team just asking if there's a chance of a foul there, but referee says no. And Graham is coming down to the reverse fixture, so he's going to be at Bath versus Slough, which I believe is the 28th of February off the top of my head. As the ball played in, man flicks the header on. Smith tries to get there. This time it's a foul by Davis on Smith and a free kick for Bath City on the far hand side, 30 yards away from goal, but quite close to the sideline. Adam Mann is the player to take this free kick. And all the players are just lined up on the 18-yard line. Artis has gone forwards here, just unmarked at the moment, just being picked up here by Lee Togwell, but Mann plays the ball, and that's a great ball in. It's flicked on there by Batten. It's hooked clear by Josh Jackman, and Slough under big pressure there. It just fell behind Batten as he tried to flick it on. But it's a throw here to Bath City, coming down this left-hand side. Rains will take it. He won't, because there's an injury here to Amankwa, who's down inside the centre circle. So he's just trying to come to his feet. And he doesn't need any treatment. He's fine. He's going to run that one off. So it will be I think the referee is making... No, they're going to actually substitute Amankwa straight away. Amankwa is coming off. He will be replaced by number 4, who is Matt Richards. So substitution for Bath City is Amankwa off, and coming on is Matt Richards. We're just going to put that on the scoreboard. Look at that. Look at that. What a scoreboard that is. So yes, Amankwa is off. Richards is the player on. And it's the throw comes straight out of play for Bath City. So it's a throw here to Slough. Taken long, looking for the run of Soares. Soares coming down this right hand side. We'll try and keep the ball in. He just... Does he keep it in? He does well to keep it. He's right by the corner flag here, and then plays it off Straker as Straker came down to close him in. It's a throw to Slough right by the corner flag, and that means that Guy Hollis will be the player to come down and take a long throw into the box for the Rebels. Slough just organising themselves defensively as Guy Hollis looks to take this long throw 2 or 3 yards away from the corner flag. Just waits while the referee gets out of his way. Long throw into the box. Free header for Ben Harris at the far post, but it was just a little bit too high, and all he could do is just head it over the top of the bar. So 0-0 here. But Slough started the second half a little bit brighter. And it'll be Clark with the goal kick here for Bath City. And just chipping the ball out again, looking for man. It looked like a foul by Wells, but the ball's here being played on with advantage for the run for Smith to chase. Smith up against Hollis. Hollis gets touched. He turns inside his own penalty box and clears it from his own byline. Comes out here towards Straker. Straker just ducks over the ball and is chased down by Warren Harris. So Harris will chase back Batten as well. Played out to the side to Straker. Straker down the line, just plays it behind the runner Smith, and Hollis takes it back for Slough and plays it back here towards Jack Turner. Turner now goes long down the field looking for Warren Harris. Heads the ball in, but heads it across here, and it's picked up here by Artis. Artis centre midfield, holds it up, finds Cundy. Cundy trying to play the ball out here towards Straker. Straker's first touch was a little bit poor. They didn't control it. It's a throw to Slough. Josh Jackman is standing over this throw. He's just waiting for a bit of movement from a Slough Town player. And Jackman throws it in towards Saws. Saws trying to flick it on into the path of Warren Harris. Straker's there. Plays it back towards the goalkeeper Clark. Clark just hooks it into that night sky. Underneath it is Lee Togwell. Rises high. Ball comes out to Saws, but he can't control it. Comes through to Cundy. Leaves it for Clark, and Clark hooks the ball clear, trying to find man on the far hand side, but it's out of play and out for a throw to the Rebels. Second half not the greatest so far, but Slough started a bit brighter. Ball here with George Wells. Skips past a couple of challenges, then turns into the centre circle, plays it in towards Warren Harris. Harris now tries to hold the ball up here and finds Simon Dunn. Dunn tries to skip in and finds Lee Togwell. Togwell inside the centre circle, spread it out towards Ben Harris, who's popped up on the right hand side. Harris trying to go through. Great challenge there by on the edge. Slough trying to win it back, and it comes out here towards Batten, who plays it down the line. And good defending by Batten, but it comes out here towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. He's 10 yards outside of his penalty area. Looks long here on the far hand side for Wells. Comes off the head of Rains, and it will fall here towards Louis Saws. Saws down that left hand side. Crosses in first time. Rains heads the ball away, only as far as George Wells on the edge of the box. Hits it first time, and it's a save by the goalkeeper Clark. It's a comfortable save. It bounced a little bit in front of him, but it lacked a lot of power, and well taken by the Bath City goalkeeper. So we played 8 minutes of the second half, still 0-0 between the two sides. As Clark just puts the ball down on the edge of his 18-yard line again, goes long looking for man, headed away by George Wells. The Bath fans trying to make a little bit of noise behind that goal to our left. Ball's here with Rains, inside towards the substitute Richards. Richards chipping the ball down the line for Hine to chase, but it goes out of play and out for a throw to Slough. And it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And we're just waiting for the ball to come through. It'll be George Wells to take this throw for the Rebels. Takes it short towards Sam Togwell, gets the ball back and then plays it back towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner then goes long for Slough, trying to find the run of Saws up against Cundy. And Saws is adjudged to have fouled. And it's a free kick to Bath City. And no sign of any substitutions for Slough at the moment. Just a couple of players just decided to go for a little stretch run here in this cold winter night here at Arbour Park. Clark will take this free kick, the goalkeeper. Spreads it out again, looking for man over the head of George Wells, and Sam Togwell just hits his shin and goes out of play for a throw to Bath City. Level the 18-yard box on the far hand side. That will bring Rains forward to take the throw. So it's a long throw into the box here now for Bath City. Rains just arching his back over the fencing around the side of the pitch. Puts his throw in. Easily headed away though by Guy Hollis, and out of play for another throw to Bath City, but this time about halfway inside the Slough half. I've just noticed there's a spider running around the little silver rail that's by our commentary position. As the throw comes in from Rains, it's Cundy who tries to turn and control it. Hooked clear in the end by Saws, but only as far as Straker, who's lone in his own half here. Looks to switch the ball back on the far hand side. Headed away by Saws. Comes through to Dunn. Dunn's little cushion header back in towards Saws. Saws comes down the left hand side. Plays it back inside towards Dunn. Dunn stretches but keeps hold of the ball. Then tries to spread it on the far hand side towards Warren Harris. Harris up against Straker. Feeds the ball inside to Scott Davis. Hits the post. Gets another chance to keep the ball in. Plays it into the centre. Just overrun, and it's a chance for Stern to clear. He does, but only as far as Guy Hollis. Hollis brings the ball down, and it's away there, but Scott Davis with the shot hit the bottom of the post as he went near post. And that's a throw here for Slough, halfway inside the Bath half, with Josh Jackman taking it, trying to throw it in towards Ben Harris. Feeds it in towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris trying to skip past. Straker just stands there. It's a foul there by Straker, and it'll be a free kick to the Rebels. And I don't know, it's been a couple of times, especially in the last few games, I've seen the same thing. George Wells had it against Wealdstone, where he just stood there and the player runs into him and it's a free kick. Straker didn't do much wrong. He just stood his ground, but he just blocked the path of the run. But he can't do much if a player runs straight into him. It's a free kick though now for Slough. It's 20 yards away from goal. It's on the almost on the corner angle of the 18-yard line. Bath have a 3-man wall here, or to make it 2-man now, because Man's just gone into the centre to pick up Soars. Scott Davis is the player standing over this free kick, played into the far side, bouncing around in the penalty area. It's not cleared. Cleared by Cundy, flicks away though by Smith, and Scott Davis will let the ball. Oh, he keeps the ball in play and finds Josh Chapman, and Chapman plays it across here towards Lee Togwell inside the centre circle. Togwell now trying to spread it out towards Davis. Davis with a bit of space here. Inside towards Warren Harris. Smith does really well. Good covering by the midfielder. Played forwards and then held up here by Hind. Hind holds the ball up really well. Takes a challenge and finds Richards. Richards inside the centre circle, turning. Trying to spread it on the far hand side. Oh, he can't get it to Man, but Man gets the ball. Source couldn't intercept it. Back here with Rains. Looks like there's a change of formation for Bath, with a Mankwa going off. Rains looks like he's gone as the right back. Ball's here though with Straker, the left back. He's bringing the ball forwards down his left hand side. Plays it on the outside here towards Stern. Stern trying to work his way up against Josh Chapman. Hits it at Josh Chapman's leg. And then Josh Chapman does really well there, because it looks like it's going for a corner. Stern's trying to see it out for a corner. Chapman just gets a foot to the ball and plays it off Stern's leg and out for a goal kick. Good defending there by Josh Chapman. 0-0. 58 minutes gone. And I think Stern is going to be spoken to by the referee here, because I think he's still unhappy with that decision. And actually the referee is going to come over and chat to one of the Bath City management team to explain his decision. And the referee is just explaining to the Bath City management team to calm down. Stern's still not happy about the decision. But it is a goal kick, and the little spider that's running around the outside of the silver fence is just happily sitting there watching the game. And the ball played forwards, headed away though by Cundy. This one back by Simon Dunn. Ball flicked on by Ben Harris. Hooks by Rains, only as far as Scott Davis. Davis just loses the ball, and then George Wells hits it straight at Smith. Smith runs into a couple of players, and then George Wells tries to win it back. Ball's back here though with Richards. And he spreads it out here to Rains, who's now playing as the right back, but he's bringing the ball forwards down that far hand side, up against Soars. Still going, just runs the ball out of play, and it's out of play for a throw. Miles Reardon has put on here, so Dobbo signed for Sutton. Well, you know more than we do, Miles. Long ball play forwards. Cundy though chests the ball down and takes it down and controls. In towards Man. Man can turn, trying to break through for Smith. It's a good ball in here towards Smith. Plays it in first time. It's too heavy for Hind, but Stern will keep the ball in here for Bath City, but he's been forced to the sideline. Plays it back here towards Straker. Straker holding the ball up for Bath. Back outside towards Stern. Stern insider plays it to Artus. Artus back outside to Straker. Straker goes back to Batten. And then played all the way across here towards Rains. Rains with the ball to Cundy. Cundy under pressure from Ben Harris. He turns away from him. And in towards Batten. Spreads out here towards Straker. Bath, bit of spell of possession here. Back in towards Batten. Inside towards Richards. Back to Batten. Bath keeping the ball well. Ball over the top here, but intercepted easily by Sam Togwell, who's been under a bit of pressure from Stern. Ball played through to Ben Harris, flicking the ball on. Straker just intercepts the ball and plays it in. Not the best of balls, and Warren Harris wins it back for Slough. Leaves it for Scott Davis, who just chips the ball forwards, looking for the run of Soars. Rains just gets a touch to it. Soars tries to get there, but Rains brought it out. And then again, it's one of these. It's the softest of free kicks to be given away by Soars, and a free kick here with Bath, with Richards bringing the ball forwards here for Bath. Trying to chip it out on the far hand side towards Stern. That's a great ball out, but Stern just couldn't control it. And now to play for a throw to Slough. So 61 minutes gone, 0-0. And a throw to Slough. Josh Jackman will take it, halfway inside his own half. And they can leave it for Guy Hollis to take, trying to put a bit of distance on. Comes through to Saws. Saws holding the ball up. Comes off Straker. Bath saying it was touched the hand of Saws as he controlled it. The referee has none of it. It's a throw to Slough. Josh Jackman's going to come and take. And the ball thrown in towards Ben Harris. Harris turns 30 yards away from goal. Just trying to hold the ball up. Got Warren Harris on his near side. Comes out though towards Jackman. Crosses in first time. Headed away by Batten. Done with the little cushion header. Hooks away by Batten again. This time Davis wins the header. Batten with a third clearance. Towards Davis, gets another one, but he heads it and it's got too much power. Goes all the way through to Clark in the Bath City goal. And he picks it up and rolls it out here towards Rains on the far side of the right back. Inside here towards Cundy. Cross here towards Batten. Batten trying to bring the ball forward. Plays it back inside towards Richard. Richard slips. Dunn gets inside. 3 against 2. Here towards Ben Harris. Back inside towards Dunn. So they can't keep hold of it. Swords tries to keep the ball in on the far hand side. Holding the ball up. Needs a little bit of help. Comes from George Wells. Hits it first time. So just across the face of the goal. But that really should have been a goal for Slough. Ben Harris played it across to Simon Dunn. Just couldn't stretch enough under pressure to get to the ball. And it went through to Saws, who at the back post couldn't get in. And then in the end, the shot from Wells came in, but wide of the goal. And Slough having the better of this second half. But still 0-0 here, 17 minutes in. You got cold hands there, mate. You've got gloves on to do the scoreboard iPad thingy. It's not that cold. It's lovely. And Clark will take this goal kick here for Bath City. And again, aims towards Adam Mann, but it's flicked on by Richards, only as far as George Wells. Looked like a push in the back there. The referee doesn't suggest it, and it's out for a throw to Bath on the far side. It'll be taken by Rains, whose long throw is headed on by George Wells. It'll come through here towards Ben Harris, who keeps the ball in on that left-hand side. Now running with the ball. He's looking for a foul, not given, and he stops. And that allows Bath to clear the ball. And then a mistake by Davis, but Davis corrects it and wins the ball back. Then plays it behind Josh Jackman and allows Stern to intercept, trying to find Artis. Artis turns inside here towards Straker. Josh Jackman has come a little bit too far out, needs to get back into position. Davis is playing centre back here at the moment, just while Josh Jackman gets back into position. Ball's back here though with Straker on the halfway line. Inside towards Artis, back towards Straker. Slough now pressurising like Bath did in the first half. Ball's here with Batten. Spreading it out on the far hand side, looking for Adam Mann. Good control by Mann on the far hand side. Keeps it in and finds right back Rains. Rains crosses in first time, looking for Hind. Missed by him, and then Josh Jackman doesn't get the best of clearances. It's out of play for a throw to Bath. Right by the corner flag. They're going to leave it for Straker to take. And the Slough fans the Bath fans make a little bit of noise as they try and raise and acts as a 12th man here for Bath City. Straker will take this throw in a second. Still hasn't taken the throw. He still hasn't taken the throw. He still hasn't taken the throw. How long are you going to wait before he takes the throw, referee? He's actually going to book him. Now, I'm 100% that he's taken so long on the throw, it should be a throw to Slough. But he's booking him. Absolutely ridiculous by the referee. Warren Harris has just had to point out to him that he's going to get booked as Straker had run back into his left back position. That is, I tell you what, that is some really poor refereeing there, because you know he took ages with the throw, which is absolutely right. It should be a throw to. I don't get it. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. The referee has booked Straker for taking too long with the throw, right? But he still gave the throw to Bath. In the end, Slough managed to clear it here with Louis Saws. Josh Chapman forward for Slough. Source trying to bust his way through on the inside. Plays it inside here towards George Wells. Wells is intercepted by Smith, and it comes out here towards Mann. Mann taking towards Range. Range trying to find the ball down here for Hind to chase. Hind does well to get to the edge of the box. Cuts inside, still running with the ball. Cuts in even side. He shoots just across the goal. It's a great effort by Hind. All of his own work, but just wide of the post. Going back to that booking, Straker gets the 5th yellow card for Bath City, right? He took so long on the throw that the referee blew and booked him, right? But then still gave the throw to Bath City. Surely he should have just given the throw to Slough and it shouldn't have been a booking. Straker's sitting here, standing in front of us, chatting to Ben Harris, and they can't both believe it. The ball's been played forwards by Jack Turner, headed on by Rains to Sam Togwell. His header back towards Rains. George Wells tries to get there. He leaves it for Lee Togwell to take a touch. Chips over the for Soars down the left-hand side. Just being chased here by Rains. Rains comes across to win it, and Rains does really well to win the ball. Plays it off Soars on the far hand side. Don't get it. It's come off Soars last, and he's given a throw to Slough. This referee has been absolutely atrocious this evening. Absolutely atrocious. Clearly came off Louis Soars last. It should be a throw to Bath. It's a throw to Slough. And now Slough are taking their time with the throw on the far hand side. And ball comes out here towards George Wells. Wells trying to up against Range, trying to get a space in for a cross, and Slough won their first corner of the game. But the the Bath management team are having a complaining that Wells were taking so long on the throw, very much like Straker did. Both sets of management teams have looked at each other and gone, this referee is rubbish. But Slough have got a corner on the far hand side. Scott Davies will go across to take this corner. In swinging corner here for Slough. And the ball played into the box. Ben Harris tries to go for it. It'll come out to the edge of the box. Warren Harris trying to hook the ball out here towards Soars. Soars hits it hard and low. It's blocked in the centre by Batten. Comes back out here towards Davis. Davis's ball inside is hard and low, and it'll be brought out here by Mann. Mann inside here towards Richards. Richards holds the ball up here and then tries to chip it down the line. But he intersects two players. It's out of play for a throw to the Rebels. The Bath City management still complaining about the fact that Slough are taking time on a throw, but they take it quickly here towards Guy Hollis. In towards Josh Chapman. Chapman chipping the ball in, looking for Ben Harris. Harris heads the ball into the centre. Batten gets the touch to it. Comes down towards Warren Harris. Dunn tries to flick it in. Ben Harris tries to get there. Cundy just about gets the touch to it. Straker heads it away. Comes out here towards Smith. Smith heads it in towards the path of Richards. Forwards to Hind. Hind, lovely little cushion header finding Artis. Artis down the line. Intercepted though by Josh Chapman. Chapman trying to bring the ball out. Oh, he skips past two challengers. Still running with the ball. Coming down the right hand side. Still running. Flicks it past the outside of Straker. Gets the cross in, it hits Batten. Slough looking for a penalty. It says chest. Hooked clear only as far as Davies. Davies back inside here towards Warren Harris. Harris has got Josh Chapman on the outside. Warren Harris doesn't need it. Runs into Straker. Holds the ball up though. Warren Harris has won it back for Slough. Right by the being forced into the corner flag. Tries to play it off. Straker for a second corner to the Rebels. Good evening to Loudrup 4, I don't know if that's Michael Loudrup listening. Andy Kemp and Ian Sharp, still 0-0 here, but Slough have a corner. And again, Scott Davies is the person to go across. So this will be an out-swinging corner, I guess, for the Rebels. And Togwell and Hollis have gone forwards for Slough. Bit of pushing and shoving between Straker and Ben Harris. Ben Harris just goes down here, and the referee will just have a word with the two. Ben Harris is just saying his shirt's being pulled by Straker. The referee's not going to have any of it. He's just going to tell them both to calm down. And I think Ben Harris is telling the referee just to watch what Straker does. And Ben Harris peels off to the back post. The ball comes through to him, goes on the goalkeeper. Great save by the goalkeeper. It's a good clasp underneath, a lot of pressure. And him and Ben Harris are just joking as they get up. And it's a goal kick from the hand for Clark, the goalkeeper. 70 minutes gone here at Arbour Park. Still 0-0 between the two sides. And Clark, long kick down the field, aimed here towards Stern. Oh, well, this heads it the wrong way. Josh Chapman has to come across and win the first head. It comes back towards Stern, but Josh Chapman hooks the ball clear. It comes through to Warren Harris, busted off the ball by Richards. Comes out here towards Straker. Straker down the line for Stern. Stern inside, trying to find it. It's intercepted by Lee Togwell. He can't keep hold of the ball. It's here with Richards. Richards inside the centre circle, outside towards Rains. Back here towards Cundy. Cundy just standing on the ball at his feet. Back in towards Rains, the right back, being closed down the line, can't keep it in. Out of play for a throw to Slough. And the throw taken quickly by Slough in towards Simon Dunn, finding Guy Hollis. Hollis turns it inside here towards Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell back inside towards Davis. Davis's ball is heavy, but George Wells keeps the ball in, and Sam Togwell goes back towards the goalkeeper behind, chases the ball down, but Turner gets there first to hook the ball on. Artist up against Ben Harris. Flicked on here. Hooked away though by Straker. Towards Sam Togwell. Heads the ball on. Harris flicks the header on, looking for Warren Harris. Rains hooks the ball away for Bath, and it's out of play for a throw to Slough. And still 0-0. Ball played inside here for George Wells. Looks like a foul there, but the referee says play on as Lee Togwell has the ball. And it's here with Guy Hollis. 10 yards inside his own half, trying to bring the ball forwards here, chipping it forwards on the far hand side, but Slough players have made a run to the other side, and it goes out of play for a throw to Bath City, deep inside their own half, 10 yards away from the corner flag. Rains is the player to take this throw. Scoreboard's gone off, and the ball is headed on. Oh, it comes back on now. Look at that. Ball comes through. It's won back by Simon Dunn in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell trying to run with the ball. He's fouled there. And a free kick to Bath City. Still no sign of any more substitutions from either side as 18 minutes to go. Still 0-0 between the two. And Rains will take this free kick on the far hand side. Halfway inside his own half. Still just waiting for a little bit of movement here as Hind makes a run down that side, headed away by George Wells. Comes through to Scott Davis. Down the line, gives the ball away though to Richards. Richards trying to thread the ball back here towards Mann. Challenged by Sam Togwell. He won the ball and it was inside the edge of the area. Ball's here with George Wells. Wells will go back towards his goalkeeper. Smith will chase it down. Turner slides to clear the long ball down the field for Cundy and Harris to chase. Harris tries to get there. Keeps the ball in, does he? He does, but it goes out for a goal kick on the far hand side. Is it? I don't know. I really don't understand what this referee's given. He's now given a throw to Bath City, even though the ball gone out for a goal kick. It's a throw to Bath. I really don't know what this referee's been doing here this evening. Now he's miles away from where the ball went out, but Rains takes the throw anyway. Up here looking for Mann, over the head of him. George Wells wins the header. Lee Togwell cushion header towards Davis. Davis flicking the ball forwards. Free header for Batten, just heads it back towards his goalkeeper. And then Clark rolls the ball out here looking for Straker. Back inside here towards Batten. Inside towards Artist. Artist trying to turn up against Simon Dunn. Played out here towards Rains. Rains just inside his own half. Back to Artist. Inside again towards Rains, who's made a few yards further down the right hand side. Held up by Dunn. Back in towards Artist. Spreads it across here towards Batten. Just inside the Slough half. Trying to bring the ball forwards here. And goes back here towards Straker. Straker inside to Richards. Richards under pressure from Warren Harris. So was trying to put Straker under pressure. Goes all the way back towards Clark, the Bath City goalkeeper. Flicks it on the far hand side. Looking for Mann. George Wells takes it on his chest and goes back towards his goalkeeper. Hind will chase it. And Turner clears. Warren Harris trying to get it. Comes off the head of Richards. Flicked on by Straker. Poor second half this now. Ball comes through to Scott Davis. Tries to hold it up and find Lee Togwell. Inside to Warren Harris. Harris under a bit of pressure finds Josh Chapman. Chapman just down the line. Over the top here for Warren Harris to chase. Badson will run across to get there for Bath. Plays it off Warren Harris and now to play for a throw. Oh, the linesman almost got that wrong then. He clearly didn't see the little touch of Warren Harris. He gave it the wrong way. He was berated by the Bath City number 5 Batten and then realised his mistake. It's a throw to Bath City. And it's Straker with the throw. Headed on by Warren Harris, hooked away by Artist. See Scott Davis, lazy little header, and it allows Mann to win the ball back. And he skips past the challenge. Mann still on the run in. Great challenge by Guy Hollis, though, wins it back. And now we're with George Wells, trying to find Source. Source heavy touch, but keeps hold of the ball. Then gets tackled by Richards. It's a foul. And 15 minutes of the game left. Scott Davis takes the free kick early, finding Simon Dunn. Inside here towards Warren Harris. Harris back towards Josh Chapman. Chapman kind of cut inside, plays it inside towards Lee Togwell. Togwell hits it, gets a lucky ricochet in towards Chapman. Chapman skips past the challenge. Got a ball on the outside to Ben Harris. Takes a shot, it's deflected. Josh Chapman tries to get there, but it plays through. And Rains is down injured on the edge of the 18-yard box here. I think the ball just hit him as he tried to block the shot. But Rains is okay, got up, he's fine. And it's Clark, the goalkeeper, the ball in his hands. Long kick down the field here, looking for Hind. Hind misses the ball, so does Hollis. It's Smith who hits it. Oh, it's almost a fantastic goal by Smith on the half volley there from 25 yards out. Two players missed the ball. Smith just comes in, hits it first time. It's just shy of the back post with Jack Turner just sitting there watching the ball. And a good chance there for Bath City. You're going to see a second substitution for Bath. And it was just... So coming on is number 8, Sean Rigg. Coming off is number 19, Tom Smith. So Rigg on for Smith on the 78th minute. So it's a goal kick here for Jack Turner to take. Slough fans finally making some noise down that far hand side. Ben Harris does well, flicks the header on, only as far as Cundy. Cundy plays it back here towards Straker. Straker hits it. It's blocked by Ben Harris again, but it just spins into the path of the goalkeeper, Clark. Clark just has the ball at his feet inside his penalty box. Still 0-0 with 12 minutes of the game gone. Ball here with Richards for Bath. Trying to play it over the top here for Stern. It's a good ball out, but too far through and runs to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner just waiting on the edge of his 18-yard. Ball played forward. Flicked on by Dunn, but it comes out here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell just turns inside the centre circle. Evades the challenge of the substitute Rigg. Ball played in towards Scott Davis. Davis turns in the centre circle. Back here towards Guy Hollis. Hollis goes across to his centre-back partner Sam Togwell. Up here towards Dunn. Dunn trying to turn. Finds George Wells. Wells down the left-hand side. Ball here for Source to chase. Source keeps the ball in, but Rains gets a touch to it. And Source still trying there, but Rains has held it off. It's a throw to Bath City, 5 yards from their own corner flag. And Rains will take the throw. And long throw down the field. It's Mann who flicks the ball on, finds Rigg. Rigg skips past the challenge of Davis. Rigg still running with the ball. Hits it straight at Sam Togwell out of play. The referee calls it back for a free kick. Just inside the Slough half. Rains, the right back, now will take. Cundy is going forwards for this one, alongside Batten as well. So just a couple of feet inside the Slough half. Rains takes his free kick, floats it into the air. Cundy heads it across goal. Comes through here towards Hind. He shoots. Oh, what a great shot, and what a great save by Jack Turner. That is a stunning piece of skill by Hind. He just got the ball. It came to him. He turned, hit it first time. It was going to the top corner, and Jack Turner just two-handedly pushed it over the top of the bar. A corner to Bath City. Richards is going to run across to take this one. And Batten and Cundy are still up there from that free kick. And Richards will be an in-swinging corner here for Bath City. And it goes deep to the far-hand side. Headed by Rigg across goal. Blocked by Josh Chapman. Again goes out of play for a goal kick. And 0-0. Still no sign of a substitution for the Rebels here this evening. And you just be wondering if the rumours that Dobson has signed for another team, whether Dobson will get a run out in the last 10 minutes as a farewell, I don't think our managers are like that, are they? No, you're just looking at me going, what do you mean he signed for another team? Who told you that? Turn over this long ball down the field. Sauls can't get there, headed away by Rains. Rig hits it on. Hollis in with the next header away for Slough. Ben Harris trying to get there, wins a free kick from Straker. Straker explaining to the referee, but again, Straker's going to get spoken to here by the referee. It's called Richards over. I don't know if Richards is the captain. But again, it's one of these things. Like two players go for both of the players going for the ball. There's no real foul, but the referee thinks that there's a foul, and it's 50-50 ball. They've got to go for it. And Straker's just being told off here by the referee. As we're into the last 10 minutes here at Arbour Park. Still 0-0. Scott Davis will take this free kick. And it's Davis to take it 10 yards inside the Bath City half. Played in here. It's straight at the goalkeeper. It's a really poor free kick by Scott Davis. He just places it. I mean, no one near the goalkeeper. It's free to him. George Wells with the clearance. Artist gets to the ball though for Bath. Looking for man on the outside. Man trying to hold the ball up. Plays down there for Rains. Intercepted by George Wells. He gets a second chance to hook it into that dark sky in the evening. Warren Harris can't get there. It'll come through to Davis. Davis's ball intercepted by Richards, but taken off him by Simon Dunn. It's a free kick, and then Richards kicks the ball away. And Richards is going to get a yellow card for kicking the ball away. Richards will be player number 6 for Bath City to get. And the 6th player for Bath to get a yellow card. So, if only this game was done by cards instead of goals. And it's a free kick to Slough, 10 yards inside the half. Taken quickly towards George Wells, floating it in. Guy Hollis is there trying to get there. Straker takes a touch, hits it across his own goal. Comes to Simon Dunn, takes a shot. It's deflected off the 6 yard by Richards and out for a corner to Slough from a Simon Dunn shot. And Scott Davis will take the corner on the far hand side. In swinging corner here for Slough. Scott Davies on the far hand side. Just signalling what he wants to do with this corner. Referee just watching. There's a bit of pushing and shoving on the goalkeeper on the post. Ball played into the box. Headed off the back of Ben Harris is heading out for a goal kick. And what a great game this is. We haven't had an attendance figure given yet, but I tell you what, every single person here who's come here tonight deserves a medal, because this has been an absolutely poor game of football between two sides who have cancelled each other out. They've come and braved the cold, and as we enter the last 6 minutes, still 0-0 between the two. Ball played forwards. It's flicked on by Rig, only as far as George Wells. Wells just chips it high into the sky. Ben Harris wins the flick on, only though as far as Artist, who plays the ball here for Hind. Oh, Hind gets through on the ball. Up against Sam Togwell, still running with the ball. He's just on the edge of the box. Trying to turn, he gets a shot. He hits the outside of the post. Oh, Hind has had 2 great efforts for Bath City. That is a fantastic, lovely bit. He turned again after getting past Sam Togwell. Hits the outside of the post. And as soon as I say it's 0-0, someone has a shot. I'm going to just keep saying it's 0-0, and we might get a goal in the end. It's a goal kick, though, here to Slough. And still no substitutions for the Rebels. It don't look like they're going to do any because there's no one warming up either. So, there you go. Jack Turner to take this goal kick for the Rebels. Eventually, and then plays it down the field here. Looking for Warren Harris. It comes off the head of Warren Harris all the way through to Clark. And Clark, the goalkeeper, to sap it in. Rolls it out here towards Robbie Cundy. Cundy trying to bring the ball out from the back here. Inside here to Rig. Rig gives the ball away. It's won back by Ben Harris. Lee Togwell with a little touch in towards Scott Davis. Davis, a lovely turn away here, and then plays it back in here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell's got Warren Harris on the outside. Warren Harris down this near hand side. Crosses the ball in. It's behind Richards. Richards slips in the penalty area, but it's picked up by Clark. And Clark just had Ben Harris behind, rolls it out into the path of Straker. Straker coming all the way down the field. Warren Harris has chased him back 60 yards. Little ball down inside, looking for the run of Stern. Well won by Josh Jackman, who plays it back to Turner. Turner's ball in the centre. Won by Richards. Richards' ball will come out here towards Straker. Heads it in towards Batten. Batten 15 yards inside his own half. Looking for the run of Adam Mann on the far hand side. Superbly defended by George Wells, who just heads it back towards his goalkeeper Turner. And Turner just picks the ball up here. And Turner just being told where to play the ball. Long kick for him here for Ben Harris. Comes off the head of Batten for a Slough throw. Level with the 18-yard box of the Bath half. Bath 18-yard line, I should say. They're going to wait for Guy Hollis to come across to take this. So it's going to be a long throw into the box here for the Rebels. And Sam Togba slowly jogs forwards here as we enter the last 3.5 minutes of normal time. Hollis down this right hand side, almost by the home dugout, trying to throw the ball in. It's a little bit behind everyone. Comes out to the edge of the box where Simon Dunn heads it back in. It's Batten who hooks it on, cleared on further by Mann. Then Lee Togwell jumps up again. He jumps up with a player once. Oh. Right, so the attendance here is 520. The man of the match has been given as Slough's number 9, Ben Harris. And it's a free kick here, though, to Bath City. 10 yards inside their own half. Rains is going to cross to take it. Lee Tugwell's just got a yellow card. And then there's a... oh, that is the strangest thing ever, because... the referee has given a free kick. I don't even know what he's done here, but he's given a free kick for a foul, which he then gave the wrong way. So the Bath City management team went mental, and then he's changed his mind and given the free kick to Bath. It's this. I tell you what, you don't want to say that referees are bad, but that is just crazy. He gives it one way. The Bath City management team go mad. He turned around and gives it the other way. I mean, it was the right decision. It should have been a free kick to Bath, and it is. Hind will take it. It's 22, 23 yards away from goal. And he's just shy of the corner of the box. 4-man wall here for Slough. But Hind is the player that's going to go across to take this free kick for Bath City. With just less than a minute and a half of normal time to go. Hind to take this free kick. Goes over the top of the wall, but just wide of the... post there. It was just dipping low, but just wide of the post and out for a goal kick. So still 0-0 between the two. And it's Jack Turner to take this goal kick. It doesn't look as though, if the rumours are true, that Dobson is leaving, that he's going to get a run out and say goodbye to the Slough Town fans. So there we go. Turner to take this goal kick. Aim towards Ben Harris. Does well to flick it on. Warren Harris now flicks on to Soares. Soares is offside. And it's a free kick to Bath City. And still no sign of any substitutions left. So into the final 20 seconds of normal time. We're just waiting to see if there's a signal for how many minutes of added time there are. Shouldn't be many, because we've only had two substitutions and no fouls. Wells with the header away. That was a foul, not given. And then Hollis makes a mistake. The ball's here with Stern. One back here by Warren Harris. And we will see that there are 3 minutes of added time here at Arbour Park. It's going to be Straker to take this throw for Bath City down this near side. Straker just trying to get some players forward. Takes it in towards Artist. Back here towards Straker. Straker now back here. Played in towards Batten. Inside his own half. Headed away though by Josh Chapman. Straker then heads it on again. Back towards Josh Chapman, who volleys the ball down the field. Here, and it will run all the way through to the goalkeeper clutch, just out to the side of his penalty area. He hooks the ball down the field here. Looking for Hind. Oh, Hollis heads it the wrong way again. Hind intercepts the ball, has the ball back down, plays it on the outside here towards Stern. Stern trying to look to see if he can play it across. Finds Richards in a ton of space. Played it on the outside here towards Adam Mann. Mann holds it up here and finds Rains. Rains, the fullback, has come forwards. Back here towards Richards. Richards plays it out here towards Straker. Straker, though, back towards Batten inside his own half. Plays it across towards Cundy. Cundy on the centre circle inside his own half, bringing the ball forwards here for Bath. Back here towards Richards. Now got every man behind the ball. Back here towards Batten. Batten then tries to play it forwards. Straight out of play for a throw to Slough. And Ben Harris had chased him down to play the ball out. And it's a throw here to Slough. We're into the added time. Minute and a half already gone. Warren Harris does really well. Flicks the ball on, finds Swords. Swords trying to hold the ball up. Swords gets a little header on it. Richards hooks the ball clear, high into that night sky. Josh Jackman wins the header. It finds Lee Togwell. Togwell playing it over the top. Offside against Swords. And John Underwood, the Slough Town joint manager, wasn't too impressed with that decision. And it's a free kick here for Bath City. And Clark, the goalkeeper, rolls it forwards. He's going to take the free kick here. Aims it down the line looking for Stern. Josh Jackman with the header. It falls kindly though to Rigg on the edge of the box. Rigg just being forced wide here by Jackman. And Josh Jackman wins the ball off him. Players it down the line. Over the head of everyone, comes through towards Cundy, who takes it down on his chest. Inside here towards Batten, just on the halfway line. Plays it down the line here, looking for the run of Rigg. Rigg does really well to get in. Crosses first time to the back post. It's played back in by Mann, and it's out of play for a goal kick. And we've got around about 30 seconds of the added time to go. 0-0 between the two sides. Not been the greatest of games of football that you're ever likely to witness. Turner to take this goal kick. The game has been absolutely ruined by some really poor decisions by the referee, who has booked 8 players in this game, and there's only been one bad tackle. That is the full-time whistle here at Arbour Park. It finishes 0-0 between the two sides. That means that Bath continue their unbeaten away run now, stretches it to 9. Slough with their first point of 2019. They did have a goal disallowed in the first half. They did have a good start to the second half, but really not a great deal. Slough had 5 shots on target. Bath had 3 on target. Slough 3 corners to the 5 corners of Bath City. It's 0-0. It's been a very uneventful game, and 520 people have braved the cold weather here at Arbour Park this evening to witness a very dire match ruined by an overzealous referee who's dished out 8 yellow cards. And to be honest, if it was me, I would have said there would have been 1. But the two sides leave the field here. The Slough players just going over to the fans. The Bath players going over to their fans who have travelled down the M40 to say goodbye. And is this going to be the last time that we see James Dobson here at Slough? Rumours are floating around that he has signed for another club. We'll have mostly more of that on some player news. But the referee comes off. He's being marshalled by 2 security guys. I think he mostly needs more than that, because a whistle-happy referee who was overzealous in giving away yellow cards as if they were going out of fashion. But it's finished 0-0. Slough got their first point of 2019. We will be back on Saturday, where all we need now is for Slough to score their first goal of 2019, and we can party. So there you go. Thank you everyone who's been listening. Paul Hazel, Kelvin Lloyd, Ian Graham, David Randall, Ian Sharp, Andy, Miles Ridden. Thank you all for joining in. We'll be back on Saturday, where we will be home to Chelmsford City. Hopefully Slough can get a goal. Let's hope it's not as bad as this game is. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll be back Saturday afternoon. So until then, have a good night. Cheers. That is good.